Hey, what's up, everyone? So listen, I'm going straight into this. I just don't know if I completely buy this whole bipolar thing or really any. Well, okay. Mental illness exists, right? So long as it does, and so long as the person is in that, right? We'll be fair and just put it that way. Um, I've done a lot of research on both ends. I've done research on the reasons why I'm bipolar, and I've related and I've been like, yep. But then I've also researched the other end where, like, this guy is just talking and he's like, you can heavily medicate a person, or not even heavily, but do something like lithium, like what I'm doing, and it suppresses and it shuts down. You're not so sensitive to emotion. And, he said somebody in his family died or whatever, and he didn't feel anything. Nothing. Not a freaking tear dropped. Which is how I felt when I was on lithium before. There are some benefits, I guess, to that, but I remember when I was on lithium, people saying, like, you don't even laugh, you don't even, nothing. And I'm like, then I realized it. I was like, man, you're fucking right, man. Like, no emotion, none. Not anger, not sadness, not joy, just... And you would think a lot of people would like, well, I would like that. Well, I would want that. Not me. Hell no. Like, I want the journey. I want the process. I want to go through it. I want to figure it out. I want to feel the down feelings and the good feelings, And like Abraham Hicks talks about, she says, with bipolars or your mania, you're up here flying on this disc, you're feeling spiritual, feeling connected to yourself and everyone. You feel connected to the universe, you're in alignment with who you are, and you feel great, man. You feel so good. So the separation and when you aren't feeling that, the disconnect feels terrible because it's so extreme but then people from the outside are looking at you like you're freaking nuts because you're so freaking happy and jazzed all the time. So right now I'm like watching stuff about like, and like my last video is like, am I bipolar or am I enlightened? But there's also something to be said about, relapsing and inconsistency in behavior. Okay, I'll give it that. But isn't that a part of the journey for me to figure out, like work the kinks out, right? Like I'm definitely in a better place today than I ever have been in my entire life, even with just relapsing, right? Like I've never had such a direct focused mind on like everything's always working out for me. Everything's going to be okay. Like it's just a journey. It's meant to be taken easy, Yes, I'm a heavy thinker, but like I've never been in such a boom, like a bounce back. Like before, like if I would relapse, that's it. It's game over for like a year or two. It's game over, and I'm suicidal, and I'm all these other things, So it's like I've made a lot of progress, and that progress is not erased because I relapsed. However, I will say that relapsing and alcohol and drugs and all things of that nature do mess with your psyche once you do it, right? Like now I gotta pick up my momentum again, right? Like I'm definitely not in the same headspace I was before, but I'm not in a bad headspace. I just don't have as much good balanced energy going, right? So it's like it's a little bit different now. I gotta catch it back up to speed and things like that. But so I'm just sitting here thinking like I don't want to be on medications. Like none. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I just express it like that. I don't know why I'm apologizing, but like I don't want to be on freaking meds, dude. Like, and they say, oh, one gal said that's a part of why bipolars won't take meds is because they like the mania. Well, yeah, it feels good. I could say like, I don't even know if mania is the right word. Like I do really, really, really good, and maybe something happens, and I need to obviously work the kinks out about coping skills. If I something slips in, then don't drink, dude. Like, get that through your head, Cassie, like, and part of the recent relapse was because of a med issue. Like, anybody who's close to me knows about some of the things I experienced with my feet, and, like, although you can chalk it up as an excuse or whatever, but it has caused me to relapse before, too. But, anyways, I don't want to even get on the subject of my feet and medications and all this and that, but, like, I don't want to be on meds. I want to figure this out naturally, the right way. Like, I want to do this, right? Like, and I don't want to be shut off. So it's like, oh, like I said I was going to do it. I said I was going to take meds. I said I was going to follow through with it and, like, be committed to it for, like, a year and all this stuff. And, like, now I'm just like, no, because I know how lithium works. I was on it before, and, like, I don't know that I want to be shut off. And I don't want to deal with the freaking other issues, too, with the meds. Like, I gotta take freaking magnesium and potassium because the stupid ADHD med is just not, it's not really for me. The ADHD med helps me with focus, impulse control, and, what else? Those are the main things, is like focus and impulse control. Those are only like a short period of time. I might get a little bit of a energy, whatever, but like this morning when I took the Adderall, we started me off on a low dose because I don't like high doses of freaking that stuff, you know. This morning when I took it, I was like falling asleep in the car. I'm like, I'm tired. I was like, I need to go get a Mountain Dew, Dad. Well, we were already going to Walmart anyway, so it didn't matter. But it's just annoying, and then you have to remember to take the pill, and then maybe you gotta eat with the freaking pill, and then there's all these toxic symptoms that you get, and like, it's still a drug. Like, this is all still a drug. Like, that's it. Like, there's nothing beyond that. Like, it's just a legal one. You just go see a psychiatrist, aka a drug dealer. There's other drugs that are out there that exist that put you in jail. Okay, and then there's ones that exist that are legal. Like, but it's all the same thing. It's all a drug, man. Like, I mean, granted, coffee's a drug, but I suppose when you drink coffee, you don't really feel like hitting anyone or going to jail or doing anything crazy, you know, so it's alright. But to me, it's like in my head, at the core of fucking everything inside of me just says, dude, like, you have everything within, okay? Like, you had the ability to figure it out. You did it before. Yeah, you might relapse again, but hey, that's a part of the journey, is figuring it out, man. And, like, so I'm manic. I don't know, like, I don't think so. It's like, I'm not really buying into it, man. Like, I'm just excited about life. Like, how does that make me manic? Just because I've had all these spiritual awakenings and I'm constantly obsessing and talking about it? Because, you know what, I'm obsessed with the meaning of life, okay? Like, I am not just some person, walk out my door, go to my job, and just come back home and watch Grey's Anatomy and go to bed. Like, I don't even know how people do that. Like, I'm obsessed with knowing about life. Like, I'm obsessed with knowing about the trees. Like, I want to know about energy. Like, what's going on? Don't people wonder? Like, that's why I don't get it. And you want to chalk that up to I'm crazy or I'm bipolar or I'm whatever. Like, no, I'm interested and curious about life and the spiritual aspects and our minds. Like, I don't know how that lands people in mental health institutions, you know? And the more and more I see this stuff, and it's like, I just realize that, like, all these people, you know, I've been to psych wards my whole life. I've been to mental health institutions, the state mental health hospital 4 times. I've been to the psych ward here about 25 times. I've been doing this my whole life, and the one thing I could say about us all is we're very, very passionate people. We're very, very aware, and we care very much. At first, the first stages are we care a lot, and that ends up hurting us, and we don't do that. That is hard to get out of. Oh my God, that took some time. But that one's hard when you're just hurt by everything and everyone, and you're just, oh my God, that's terrible. That's what I mean by progress. I've made progress. I understand that, like, I own my thoughts, my feelings, and if somebody's starting to affect my feelings, you know, that's not good. You know, that's a slippery slope. So, but the point of the matter is, I'm going to end up probably going past 10 minutes because I don't know that I want to do a part 2 to this. But anyways, so hang in there for just a second. At first I was thinking, like, man, all this makes so much sense. But then I seen the other videos, you know, that were spiraling off and the suggested, you know, on YouTube that were, like, saying, like, you know, spiritual awakening versus bipolar, you know. So then I was like, I was like, okay. And then, like, mania is the spiritual awakening. So I'm like, Okay, that's interesting. So then I started reading into that, and it's like, you gotta go with what resonates, right? Like, that just, dude, I don't want to be on meds. Like, I just had that thought because, like, um, you know, in the next week, they're really gonna start to take effect because I can already feel them kind of taking effect, right? Lithium isn't something you take and you feel like, okay, if you take a Xanax, right, you feel the effects of it after a half hour, right? I don't take Xanax, I'm just using an example. Klonopin is needed, but very small. I tell my doctor I only need 5 a week, so it's not that big of a deal. And that's just related to my feet, otherwise I could freaking care less. But also, you know, the ADHD meds, like, do I need all this? Like, I don't think so. Like, what the fuck? What could be so wrong? Like, there's nothing wrong. You know, I'm excited about life. I'm motivated. I'm driven. This is my passion, talking, posting the videos, YouTube. I love it, man. And I'm here to help. And like, and if you're in the mental health game right now, you know, like, it's time to take your power back, man. Like, we're all waking up, you know. I'm saying that to me too. I'm not freaking any better. I'm not any perfect. But like, there are things, there are alternatives, and like, I'm just starting to realize, man, that like, I don't think I'm in this for the long run anymore. Like, it's sad, man. It's sad to say, but like, I just feel like when I talk to my doctor on Thursday, I'm gonna be like, I just can't, man. Like, I don't want to. It makes me want to cry just thinking about it right now. Like, I don't want to be shut off, dude. Like, I want to be on. You know what I mean? Like, it's too, like, I could change my diet. You know, I could exercise. There's so many things I could do to enhance and feel better and add structure. Like, it's like, here's what I say to myself, Cassie, like, you can do it. Like, you could actually be sober for 3 years with a job and doing your YouTube thing, because that's the only way I'm gonna work. That's the only way I'm gonna work, is if I got my passion on the side and letting the job fuel that. So, boom. Otherwise, I wouldn't work. I'd probably just sit in a forest for the rest of my life and chill. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so, you know, a lot of people I know think I'm a little spastic or a little whatever. You know, a lot of people like me too, but, I mean, what do you guys think? Am I bipolar? Am I fucking, you know, they say I'm bipolar 1, so that's mania, manic. So, I don't know. I just think that we are progressive thinkers, and it's all inside, and like, how do you make sense of all this? You know, what is this? Like, seriously, what is this? Do you ever just look around and just be like, what is this? You know, like, what are we doing? Do you ever imagine, like, well, how did you get here? Well, yeah, your parents had sex, but how? A sperm freaking, what, you know what I mean? Like, informed you? Like, that's so complex. Like, formed your kidneys, your liver, and you're just living and you're just not even thinking about it? Like, that's what I don't understand, man. Like, I'm always constantly thinking about the journey. I'm thinking about my feelings, my thoughts, everything. Everything. You know, the way things sync up in my life, like, it's crazy, man. And they want to attach that to freaking bipolar 1 mania. I just don't get it. I don't know if I'm buying into it. I'm starting to have a change of mood or a change of pace. Like, I don't... Like, how long do I gotta be on lithium? Like, that's why I want to ask my doctor. Like, is this a lifetime thing? Because the people that are talking on there that are adamant about bipolar are like... They're like strong, like 15 years on lithium. I'm like, what? Like, there's got to be a plan to like get off that, move out of that. Like, I was doing great, dude, when I got out of prison. Minus like that first like relapse because I was traumatized by prison. After that, phew, dude, most balanced and like best I've ever been, dude, in life. Like, even my mom complimented me, and she don't... It's not to say she doesn't give me compliments, but, you know, she's used to me relapsing and whatever, but I had just a little tiny sobriety time, and she was, you know, she was telling me about it, telling me about myself in a good way. But that's because I inherited balance and just normalcy. But I still had, you know, some feelings coming in and out, so it was nice. But, so to wrap things up, man, like, I'm just super, like, obviously confused, and I don't know what I want, or whatever people say, like, it's not that, it's just, I'm talking, you know, and I want feedback, I want to know what people think, you know, like, I don't want to take medications, that's all this boils down to, like, oh, I gotta take this one at freaking 3, and then this one at 9. And then I gotta take magnesium and potassium because of my feet, and then yeah, and then I might have a stupid freaking foot cramp. So then now I gotta go home because I can't drive, and so then I gotta take a half of a Klonopin because I'm not gonna take a whole one because otherwise I'll be like this, you know. So it's like, like that's so annoying to me. Like I don't know how people live like that. I'm sorry if you do, but I can't do it. Like I just can't. Like this is why this happens every time I get on medications. I end up freaking dropping them off at the police station because I just don't. I see the potential within myself, and I'm frustrated right now because here I am, you know what I mean? Like, and I know I can do, be, or have anything I want, you know? There's something magical, you know, going on in the world, in the universe, within us, you know, that if you tap into it, it's there, you know? And yeah, I've tapped into it a lot of times, and there's been times where I've been away from that. But I don't think that makes that a bipolar mania thing. I think that just means I gotta continue to work the kinks out, and I'll figure it out, right? It's a journey, man. Like, it's not meant to be taken so seriously. Like, we need to shut this person off, you know, basically is what it's doing. I don't want to be shut off, man. Like, that's already how, like, I feel like right now, like, I'm talking and stuff, but I don't feel much emotion, right? Like, or I feel emotion, but, like, I feel kind of, like dull at the same time. I don't like it. I don't freaking like it at all, dude. So I'm just, like, you know, I'm kind of stressed, man. It's just so much, like, I'm not down in the dumps or anything like that. Like, I'm not self-pity, but I'm just, like, I didn't know. See, now I can feel some emotion coming through, but I didn't know that this surgery was going to impact me this much. And all these things that happened. That's what I mean. You just never know what's going to freaking happen in life. Who you're going to meet. What's going to, you know what I mean? All these things, like, and it all happens for a reason. It's all in perfect alignment. You may not see it at the time, but later you're going to be like, that was it, man. You know, so that's why I just always stay mindful and stay true to being positive and thinking that it's all good. Because it is all good. It's not that serious. So anyways, alright, I'm going to end this video. Give me some feedback, guys. I want to know what's going on. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. It's been growing. It's been pretty steady lately, which is nice. Just trying to get the message out there, and I'm actually finally working on the next step for my book called Success or Suicide, the memoir I wrote in prison. So, please subscribe if you are new to help support me. Or if you don't like me, that's cool. You don't have to subscribe. But let me know what you guys think, okay? Alright, and I think I'm going to go with that. Later.